So Simon, we're just off the break, the bye week. How are you guys feeling?
Good. Well, personally, yeah, fresh. Take your mind off it for a little bit of time there, and sort of reflect a little bit on what's gone by, and and see what changes you need to make and what's been good, and so on. So yeah, it's been a useful period, but for the boys, I think good to get out of the monotony of the week to week life it is in rugby at times, and they've all had a chance to spend a bit of time with their families. So I think mentally and physically they've had a good rest.
And coming off that Whitehaven game, when we spoke last time, it was a victory. But I think you guys were saying that there were some things that you wanted to improve on. And how has all that game plan been going for you guys in this week in the lead up to Sheffield?
Probably obviously a bit of an underwhelming performance, but we got the important bit, which was the points. And I'd said at the time, I think we did look a bit tired. Not excusing it, but yeah, we looked a bit tired off the back of a few tough games. So as I've said again, it were a welcome weekend off. In terms of getting on to and fixing those things, we know what they are anyway. But we've had a full week off. We trained Tuesday together, and I went for a pizza and a beer and that was decent just to see each other off, and everyone's had a good weekend and just took their minds away from it. So hard work starts tonight, and your next one's always your most important. So we're looking at Sheffield.
And earlier in the week you were quoted as calling Sheffield an improving team. And what aspects of their game have you guys been focusing on in particular?
Well, there's only me who's been looking at it so far. They'll get to see it later in the week, but yeah, I think their improvements come from having some bodies back that they hadn't had, in recent weeks, or in the weeks when we were playing them, I suppose. They got a couple of good performances under the belt. Thackeray's in decent form, kicking well. I think they got on top of the kicking game, and they're playing at the right end of the field. So yeah, we know where our areas to improve are, which, turning the ball over a number of times on play 2 isn't going to help us at Sheffield as it didn't against Whitehaven. So yeah, we're just really going to dial into our ball control this week. I think even if it is due to chuck it down this week, but I think it's still probably going to be hot and humid, so I think a possession game is going to be important. So yeah, we're just really looking at the detail of what we can control.
And obviously we're away this weekend, but do you think home field advantage is anything really? Is it a factor?
I think it is when our crowd at home are in good voice like that. It does give a little bit more to us, but I think it's a neutral venue, isn't it? It's at Wakefield, so it's just a piece of turf for both teams this week. We'll both have hopefully decent attendance following to that game, and we've played there a couple of times in the past. It's a big field and it's well looked after, so I'd expect a decent game out of it.